How's it going, everybody? Going to be doing a gum-chewing Detective Pikachu movie review here today. I'd ask you guys in the pickup vid for this movie if you'd like to see some Blu-ray reviews, and some of you said yes, so here I am with my first Blu-ray movie review. I have reviewed a movie here and there in the past, but I actually watched this yesterday. I liked it. I thought it was good. Lighthearted, you know. It's obviously about... It's based off the game, the 3DS game, or was it a regular DS game? I think it was a 3DS game. I don't know how much it takes from that game. But obviously you got Pikachu here, who's voiced by Ryan Reynolds. This is Justice Smith. He plays Tim Goodman. Yeah, Tim Goodman. In the beginning, he's out. His friend meets up with him, and he tried catching a Pokemon for him, a Cubone, I believe. That goes wrong. He gets it in the Pokeball. It gets out, whatever. And he gets a phone call that there was an accident, a car crash. So he has to go, and his dad was in this car crash. You don't know if he's dead or he isn't. I'm not going to spoil anything here, at least big. But he goes to Rhyme City. I believe it's called Rhyme City. Yeah, Rhyme City. And this is where Bill Nighy's character, Howard Clifford, he's in a wheelchair. He's created this city where Pokemon and humans live side by side. Like, most people have like a Pokemon partner. Tim doesn't. He gets a little shit for it for a little bit, and it kind of goes away, but he travels to this city, and he goes to the, police station. Ken Watanabe he's in it. He's not in a lot of it. He's Lieutenant. I can't remember his name, but he has a Pokemon partner. It's a Snup Dog or something like that. I don't know a lot of the names of Pokemon. They're probably about like, I don't know how many are in this, but 50, 60, I don't know. They do pop up. And there's actually, I'm going to actually review some of the features as well. Since it's a Blu-ray movie, like a disc review, I want to review features as well, but I'll get to that after. But like, I recognize Bulbasaur, obviously Pikachu, Squirtle's in there, Charmander, Charizard. There's a Magikarp and whatever that evolves into. Psyduck, Jigglypuff was in there, I believe. Snorlax. These are the ones I can remember, like Pidgeotto. And then there was a bunch of other ones. There was like a monkey one, a bison one. Flareon was another one because he says the name. Bill Nighy's character, Howard Clifford, says the name of that one. But anyway, the beginning, this is before you meet Tim. In the beginning, the car is on the run, and Mewtwo escapes from this thing and kind of busts up the car. But there are twists and turns to who's bad, who's good in this movie. It's pretty well done on that front, actually. But there's like this stuff. It's like a gas. It's in a little thing. Tim opens it up in his dad's apartment. It goes out, and he's like, he's bugging out. And then I don't know what these like monkey-looking Pokemon. I can't remember what they're called. They hit it and they get like rabid almost. And then he meets up with Pikachu. He can talk to him, and the twist is cool how he can talk to him and stuff. I don't know if that's how it worked in the game or not. If anybody has played the game, let me know. And seen the movie, let me know if it's like the same story on terms of like why he can listen to him, why he talks. But he can communicate with Pokemon. Tim can communicate with him, and whatever. And eventually he goes out to continue what his dad was investigating, which is this stuff, this gas shit, and who's behind it, and who's, the bad guy, who's the ultimate bad guy, and stuff like that. I said I don't want to spoil that kind of stuff. I mean, this is not a Superman. When did this come out? Like 2020? 2019? It's a little old, but I don't want to you see a lot of the Pokemon, they all look pretty cool. I think, I want to say, let's see if it says it on the back. Legendary Pictures and Warner Bros. Is involved, but I think, oh, where is it? I don't know if Toho Studios was involved too. The people who do Godzilla's, I thought I saw them in the beginning. I could have read it wrong. Pokemon look good. Pokemon all look good. Tim goes to the apartment. He also meets this girl, Lucy Stevens. She works at the news place, the CNM. It's not CNN, it's CNM. It's like Clifford News, whatever. But she does blogs on Pokemon or something. But she's just a nose for stories, and she's there investigating as well. So she comes along as well. Psyduck is her partner. And obviously all the other Pokemon just say their name. But it's cool, like I said, it looks good. There's a lot of different Pokemon. There's a few little battle scenes. There's actually actual battle scenes too. It's kind of cool how they tell you, like in outside of Rhyme City, the Pokemon live in the wild. And there's a couple actual, there was one Pokemon battle, like an underground battle, and it was Charizard versus the Pikachu, but he can't use his, Pikachu can't remember to use his powers, he doesn't know how or whatever. And then the evolved Magikarp comes into play then. I forget what that evolves into. There's Squirtle's evolution too. Is it War Tortoise or Wardle or something? I don't fucking know. But they all look good, the Pokemon. They all help out in the city, like the Squirtles are helping put out a fire and shit. But I won't reveal the true scheme or scenario, whatever, behind what the bad guys want to do with Pokemons and kind of a thing. But it involved experiments and stuff because they go to the lab at one point and they're doing experiments on Pokemons. That's how Mewtwo obviously got made in the original one, right? From an ancient Pokemon or whatever. But I said they all look good, the acting's all solid all around. Ryan Reynolds is, good as the voice, and I like Ryan Reynolds quite a bit. He's great in the comedy and shit, but anytime he's in something, I'm just yeah, that's Ryan Reynolds. I'm not. Deadpool's probably the only movie, and that's probably because he's under the mask pretty much the whole movie almost. But it's like seeing The Rock in a movie. I think The Rock's good at action, but every time I see a fucking movie, I'm like, that's The Rock. I can't envision the character he's playing because I'm like, it's just The Rock. It's not like I saw that movie. Going off a second. It was Stillwater with Matt Damon. It was loosely based on, they robbed from the Amanda Knox, the thing in Italy. This one takes place in France though, but same kind of story. And anyway, he's in it and he's playing he's got this southern accent or whatever, his Texas accent. And it's I'm watching the character. It was a great performance by Matt Damon. I'm not thinking Matt Damon, I'm thinking the character. And I don't get that with a Ryan Reynolds or a Rock and stuff like that. It's not to say they're bad actors, but they're very, one note. Although Ryan Reynolds can play other parts, he just doesn't a lot. The Rock, I think, is kind of shoehorned into action and action kind of comedy, but anyway. The kid Justice Smith is good. He was in Jurassic World. The second one, I think he's going to be in the next one as well. And the girl, Lucy, who plays Lucy Stevens, what's her name? Catherine Newton. I was like, where is she from? And I remember seeing her in, I think it was Paranormal Activity 4, maybe. It was 3 or 4, and she was also in Freaky Friday. Wait, no, it's just called Freaky. Freaky Friday, something else. It was just called Freaky, the one with Vince Vaughn. That's actually really good. And Mr. Mime is also in it. There's actually a funny bit with him. That's actually funny when they're kind of interrogating him. And it's just says lighthearted humor in it and stuff. And it looks good. The city looks nice. That they built. You can tell a lot of it's CG and shit. But the acting's all good. The story is pretty solid. And I feel there's a couple little holes in there where you're like, what? But it moves very nice. it moves at a brisk pace. This movie was like an hour and 40 something minutes, and it's really probably like an hour and 30, hour and 35 minus the credits. But it moved well. It didn't drag actually at all. At least for me, it didn't drag at all. Clifford's son is played by what's his name on here? Chris Gere. He was in. I knew him from that show. You're the Worst. That was on FX. He's in as well. Like I said, there's twists and turns with the bad guys. A couple twists like midway, and then additional twists later on. They all fit the story well enough. Like I said, the acting was all solid all around. Like I said, it was lighthearted fun. It's kind of had that kind of. If you're like, I'm not even into Pokemon. I watched some of the show back in the late 90s or whenever the hell it aired. I remember watching some of it for whatever reason. I don't know why. I always liked Team Rocket, though. The bad guys in that. But there are nods to the show and the games and stuff in there. And other little nods to other things as well. Easter eggs or whatever. In there. And they do the game justice. No pun intended, because that's the kid's name. They do it. You could tell the people who made it actually gave a shit, and I don't even know if they were big Pokemon fans or not. Probably not. Some of them probably were. I know some of the actors I believe were. Like Joseph Smith, I believe, has a little featurette where he talks about it. But they actually treat the property with respect. It's not like, oh, it's fucking Pokemon, no, fucking stupid, No, they treat it with respect, and you get a solid movie out of it. I feel like if video game movies are treated with a little bit of goddamn respect, that they wouldn't all be a complete embarrassment. I feel like people take these properties and they shit all over them. They make them stupid, and they veer so far from the fucking source material, and they kind of treat it as just kind of a joke. But this one was, treated with respect, and it's good. The guy who directed it has directed, I believe, Shark Tale. Gulliver's Travels. It was a remake, I guess, with Jack Black. Oh, Goosebumps as well. He directed with also Jack Black. So he's directed some good stuff. And some other animated things, Monsters vs. Aliens or Monsters and Aliens. But overall, the movie itself, I'll combine the features. I'll give the features their own grade, and the movie itself its own grade. I give this movie about I go 7.5 out of 10. 7.5. It was definitely better than average for me, and it was definitely not quite like an 8.5, but it was 7.5. I feel like they could have done more with the story, because this is a bit nuts, It's a little nutty with, they're all living together. You have your Pokemon partner and stuff. If you're into Pokemon, you should like it, just because you'll probably recognize all of them. Pretty good humor in there as well. All the acting solid. Bill Nighy does a good job as well. He's another one, he does the movie, solid fucking actor, right? And he does, and he gives it his all. Not that his part was demanding of an insane performance, but he's not phoning it in, and I like that too. You're doing a video game or something like that, or even voiceover work. Some actors might think it's beneath them, right? But these people know they give it their all. They give it the fucking respect it deserves, and they don't phone it in. And you get a solid movie. It's not spectacular, but it's a solid movie, and I think it did good money. But Pikachu's just constantly, ripping off kind of jokes and stuff. Nothing too, ridiculously gross or anything like that. He's addicted to coffee too, but they don't play into that much, only a few times. But there's another, I don't know what the Pokemon is. It's I guess a living terrarium type thing. But those things pop up in an interesting scene where Psyduck gets to use his powers. They're getting chased by these, what Pokemon, I forget what they were, but he uses this thing when he gets stressed, and he gets off the sonic gun, boom. But there's a lot of cool stuff in there for sure, and a lot of them are really cute, like the Bulbasaurs and the Squirtles and Pikachu and shit, and they all look good. They look, they don't look too out of place. But yeah, I enjoyed it. I would definitely give it. I was actually going on pretty far. 7.5 out of 10. Definitely check it out if you're into Pokemon. Pokemon, but even I'm barely into Pokemon, honestly. And I like this movie a lot, and the end credits were kind of cool. It played the theme song from the show, I believe. And little Game Boy type graphics on there and other stuff, and anime type shit from the game. So that song goes dun 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 dun. Anyway, a 7.5 out of 10. Good acting, solid story, good comedy in there as well. It was heartfelt as well. For sure. Nice little movie. Nice little movie, and now I give 7.5 to the movie. The features are pretty cool in this one, actually. That's why I like getting the physical copies. I'm like, I'm looking through the features. I'm like, fuck, I missed this shit. But you have the cool one. And I watched some of it. It is a detective mode, and it's pretty much just like a pop-up video they used to have back in the day, like VH1 or whatever. Some of the characters or the actors and production team and the director will come on and tell you about a scene. They'll tell you each Pokemon, which is kind of cool. That pops up and what its stats are and stuff. Which is cool. I think that's really cool because if you don't know the Pokemon name, I'm like, okay, that's the name of that one. That's the name of that one. And you get to talk. They talk about the Easter eggs and shit like that. So that's really cool. I like that. I watched about 20 minutes of that because I didn't want to. I started watching the movie again. I didn't want to watch the thing full. There's an alternate opening which I didn't check out. My Pokemon adventure, I think, was with Justice Winslow. He talks about. I think he was a fan when he was a kid and stuff. And Catherine Newton has one too. I don't know if that was just her interview or she was talking about being a fan. And there's Ryan Reynolds outside the actor's studio. There's a music video. And there's Mr. Mime's audio commentary, which I didn't check out either. But that's cool features, though, regardless if I'm into them or not. There's a lot of features. The Pokemon Detective mode is really cool because I watched some of that. I watched some of Justice Smith's little thing. So you get some featurettes and some other stuff as well. No deleted scenes or anything, but it does have an alternate opening. I would give the features definitely like an 8 out of 10 for sure. There's just a lot of stuff that's creating the world of as well. Even though I didn't watch a lot of it, I know like that's a lot of features to have, and it's pretty varied. And just the detective mode's kind of cool as well. For sure, so I'd give those like an 8 out of 10. But yeah, man, cool movie, man, for sure. Check it out. I don't know which streaming service it's on. Part of the reason I bought it because it was $6, and it was also I couldn't find it anywhere. I'm sure it's streaming on one of the 10,000 services there are. But it does say in association with Toho Company Limited. So they probably had to take a part in making a Pokemon or whatever. I'm sure Nintendo was involved at some point too. And whoever else, Nintendo and somebody else came up with Pokemon, I forget who. But, yeah, definitely check it out. 7.5 out of 10 for the movie. I go 8 out of 10 on the features, but yeah. It's Pokemon Detective Pikachu review, and thanks for checking this out.